How far can we take Elgin City in 20 years on Football Manager Season 1? Thanks for the support on the Bury Football Manager save. I took Bury to be the biggest team in the world within 15 of the 20 years. But this one's going to be a lot harder, a lot more challenging. I love doing a Scottish save. Elgin City have never been out of League 2, Division 4 in Scotland, but we're going to try and change that. It's going to be a lot harder than Bury. I don't have obviously the big crowds, like if we're already financing the team. I don't have the English pyramid giving me loads of money when I get to like the Premier League, for example. And I don't have a sort of market where I can already sell players in like League One, League Two. I was really smart with recruitment with Bury, but this is going to be a lot harder. I'm going to have a much more limited pool of players. I'm going to have a lot more limited finances, and I can't wait for it. The plan. Let's try and get Elgin up through leagues and let's even try and take out Celtic and Rangers. Let's start. This is the squad that's going to try and get me sort of through the leagues. I want me to get playoffs in the first season. It's not a terrible squad. Before you ask what I'm doing Elgin, right, so back in the day, about 15, 20 years ago when I was a kid, me and my granddad would watch teletext, would watch the football scores come in, and we'd always look at Elgin City because they lost most of the week, to be honest. He looks at Annan Athletic, I looked at Elgin City, and since then I always had a soft spot for Elgin City. Whenever their scores come up, I have a look. So yeah, we're going to try and get Elgin City on the map. We're going to get them up to the Scottish Premier Division. And yes, this is the squad. We've got some good players on loan. Ali Spalding, he is in on loan. I haven't really signed anyone, if I'm honest. I'm just going to see what I can do in the first season. Play my 4-2-3-1, similar to Bury. Build the club a little bit. But yeah, it's not going to be easy. But let's give it a go. Now, what I love about the Scottish Pyramid is the amount of kind of like almost like pre-season games you get within the cup. I love the League Cup, and at this standard, we also have like another like one against like the youth teams of the top kind of divisions. So there's loads of cups, and it basically means you can get competitive kind of match sharpness at the start. So you get a couple of friendlies in, and you're playing in the Premier Sports Cup Group D. We kind of had a mixed start, to be honest with you, not great. But held on, but that was a very good result to sort of draw against Ross County and then win on penalties. But I don't think we got through the group. But still not too bad. Good warm up for the team as we went into the league. Started with a 1-1 draw at Annan. There we go. As the referenced earlier, before my first game at home was a 1-0 defeat. 955 people were there. We then had another trophy, the SBFL Trust Trophy League. I think that's one when you have the sort of league. It's a bit like the St Johnston's Paint Trophy, but it's not called that. The Virtue Trophy, the Pizza Papa John's Trophy, whatever you call it. But we finally got our first win, a 3-2 win at Dumbarton, and then we lost at home to Edinburgh. Wasn't very good, was it? But we beat Aberdeen reserves. But a 3-2 win at Clyde. Look at that, Kane Hester with an hat-trick before we drew against the Burning Reserves in the Cup. Back-to-back wins in the league. A 3-0 win. It's a sterling performance there, boys. Lost at Stranraer. 1-4-1 in a cup at Cove Rangers. We rounded out a pretty good September 5-2 win against Spartans. Up the boys. 2-0 win over Forfar Athletic. 1-0 win against Inverness. That's very good. 1,463. That's good for finances, is there in the cup. And a 2-2 draw at East Kilbride meant that halfway through October, up to second place in the league, 11 points. Look how inconsistent all the rest of the teams are. But if you know the playoff system, second, third, and fourth go to the playoffs. When all that plays the second from bottom in the league above. I like it. I don't like it. It's very similar to the German model. So yeah, it gives us a chance. So we just need to try and get a top four finish this season. But it's looking like we can do it. I mean, East Kilbride flying. I think they've won every game apart from when they played us. And there's the stars of the season: Jack McGover, Jack Murray, yeah, Stephen Warnock. Pretty sure I brought him in. Did I bring him in? I might have brought him in, possibly. Think so. Yeah, okay, this guy as well. Connell Owen. Just my whole, sort of sign-in philosophy is just getting young Scottish players, and if I can, especially at the start, growing it maybe to sort of the Irish, Welsh, English as well, but just getting those players from academies as we can. But there's a lot less of them, a lot less people that want to talk to me. But it's about getting the recruitment right. I can't have many failures in this. So Bury, I could probably afford a few, but with this, I cannot afford barely any if I want to make steady progress. We beat Forest Mech 2-0. I'm going to get caught up on a lot of these pronunciations. So it's looking good. And that was in the Scottish Cup second round. I generally, I'm not even taking them out. I love playing in the Scottish football. I love the pyramid. I wish it would get more money. And the title race this season in the SBL, is honestly fantastic. It is brilliant. I love Scottish football. But then we lost 4-2 home to Annan. It was a difficult start to November. Edinburgh City smashed us again. And then we lost in the SBFL Trust Trophy League table 3-2 Challenge Cup to Dundee Reserves, not even Dundee's worst team. But we bounced back with a 2-1 win against Dunbar. Why am I speaking it like I'm like over like talking like Pirates of the Caribbean or something? And then we beat Dumbarton 2-1 before a sterling performance again. 1-0 at Albion. And it got even better in the Scottish third round cup. We won 2-0 end November. You'll never see that. Technically closing in on East Kilbride, but second place, we just need to try and secure the top four. Second would be ideal. But doing well into December. 1-0 win against Clyde and a 5-1 win in the SPFL Trust Trophy second round. 2-0 win against Stranraer. Edinburgh, we got our revenge though. They were six to the stomach of us after that result. Kane Hester, didn't we do? Elgin City 6, Edinburgh 2. Can't speak. Drew at Spartans. Drew at Forfar. It's really fast, funny if that'd been a 4-4 draw. And then we drew out on top of the league, East Kilbride, before we went out of the SPFL Trust Trophy in the third round to Rangers Reserves. It's not great, is it? Still, same players doing well. Same players are doing well. Club finances, not too bad. Not too bad. We've got decent crowds, but it's just not like the thousands that's going to keep the club going. It's more realistic. The clubs are going to make a loss. A 1-1 draw and Athletic for more heartbreak. It's the Motherwell. No, she's not. We lost 2-1 at Motherwell. In the Scottish Cup, fourth round. Going worse, 4-2 to fit Dumbarton and a 2-1 fit home Spartans. A disastrous January. We haven't won a single game. We haven't won going back to December, to be honest with you. But February was a new month. 1-0 win at Clyde. 1-1 draw in Forfar and then a sterling result again against Sterling Albion. 4-1. It's not been a very good spell, but we've got 5 points above Annan Athletic. Title's gone, but second place looks like we're going to be going for playoffs this season. We ended February with a 1-1 draw. We ended February with a 1-1 draw at Stranraer. 4 losing 1-0 at the runaway winners. East Kilbride. Beat Dumbarton 2-0 to keep our sort of playoff sort of second place sort of holes going for a 1-1 draw at Edinburgh. 30 games gone. As we've got the top six sorted basically. And then we're second place. Just got to hold on now. Try and hold on to second place would be nice. We ended March with 2-1 against Clyde. Stephen Warnock getting a late win. And before we ended a very good April. Just to try and get to the rest of the season done. 4-0 win at Forfar Athletic. Yes, done it. 2-0 win against Annan Athletic. 5-2 win, another sterling performance at Sterling Albion and a 2-0 win at Spartans. We've done well, come second place, very solid start. I have got a couple good loan players though, so I would like to try and get up whilst I've got that good squad. We're into the league season with 4-2 win against Stranraer before we play Clyde in the playoff. Going to Clyde though, can we get a result? And instantly we were 1-0 up. Fantastic stuff, the crowd went wild. And this wouldn't just be, a narrow win. We won the away leg 6-0. We only just finished above Clyde. We beat them 6-0. 0-0 in the second leg, 6-1 on aggregate before we went to Montrose away in the final. I do also quite like where it's two legs as well in these sort of affairs. We went to Montrose. They're obviously the favourites for this game. And, early on Montrose showing, they're quite a lot about them. I think they finished ninth in the division above. So yeah, important to try and get promoted this season while we can. If we can get promoted, that's the first bit done. Just we to get through the league is going to be difficult, especially when we get to like the championship maybe as well. But yeah, it's probably the biggest challenge I've done on F for a long time. Stephen Warnock's one of the stars. We're seeing across there. Hester has been the main star, 1-0 up, and that'll be the first in many. We're 3-0 away from home. And we secure our promotion to Scottish Division or Tier 3, League 1, with a 2-2 draw into Montrose, winning 5-2 on aggregate. Absolute heroes. So brought a new keeper in as season went on. We've done brilliantly. I thought a few players in as well. Fantastic. First promotion, we're there. Right, we've got promoted. We've got a few good players in, just about within budget. Let's see what we can do in League One, which is a Tier 3 of Scottish football. Stephen Warnock, Kane Hester, they stay with me for the season. Conor Ewan, and I got some good players in, got some very good players in. So I'm delighted, if I'm honest, with some of the signings I've made. It's young players, yeah, a lot of talent here, a lot of talent here. Decent squad, ready to give it another go. I was quietly confident about us this season for myself. We've got a momentum, now we've got a good team. But in the Premier Sports Cup, which is like this pre-season competition, I love it. I know it's not pre-season, but I love it there. We beat Aberdeen in the first game. Outstanding. And then we went and won 5-1 at Alloa. And then we won 1-0 against Forfar and 3-2 at Dunfermline. So we won the group, which is ridiculous. Going into the league, 2-0 win at Kelsey Hart started this new season. 3-1 win against Peterhead. We're held at home to Montrose, a team we beat in the playoffs last year. They went down, we went up in the SPFL Trust Trophy League table. 1-0 win then against Partick Thistle. It's always gone Patrick. In the Premier Sports Club second round. Before we played them in the league, 4-1 win there. Similar faces, getting all the goals. He's carrying me up the leagues. 4-1 win against Alloa Athletic. 2-0 win against Aberdeen Reserves in the Trophy Trust. Whatever you want to call it. 4-1 win against Greenwood Morton, which won every game basically this season. 0-0 against our, well, I'd say title rivals. They absolutely blitzed us last season. Before we beat Stirling Albion, Sterling performance in the Challenge Cup. Which meant a very good start. Obviously, the winners from last season showing that maybe the gap between the two divisions isn't huge. I don't know. Or maybe just we've done really well. But yeah, we play the game more, but we are already building a nice little gap. And we're predicted fifth, which kind of shows, usually, especially for a newly promoted team, they expect us to be there or thereabouts this season. Jude Bonner, he's been brilliant. And Jack McGovern, this is something. And Kane Hester, he's a star of this series so far. I didn't sign him, he was already here. Well done, Kane Hester. On 4-2 at Cove Rangers in the league for going out of the Premier Sports Cup quarter final. Home to Dundee, no disgrace there. Nice crowd as well, bring most for the gate. We then played against the reserves team and drew 2-2 in the SPFL Trust Trophy. 2-1 win at Stenhousemuir. And then a 2-0 win against East Fife in the league. We're 6 points in the lead against Greenock Morton. East Kilbride doing my third. Yeah, this is looking good. I've got a good feeling. Still unbeaten in the league as well. We lost again, this time to Spartans in the SPFL Trust Trophy. Well, 4-0 win at Peterhead before our unbeaten league run. You never go unbeaten in Football Manager. It's happened once in my life on an online save. They'll bring us up every time. And it's Kelsey Hart, but we came back with a bang. 2-0 against Partick Thistle, and then we drew against Alloa. Spoilers, the last minute equaliser there. Beat Ross County Reserves 1-0 in the cup for a 1-0 win away in the league, 1-0 win at home in the league, and then a 3-0 win against Motherwell. Scottish Cup third round, the biggie. Nice one, boys. Kane Hester, what a man. Build him a statue in Elgin. Held East Kilbride to a 0-0 draw. For we won 2-0 in the second round of the SPFL Trust Trophy. Didn't have the greatest time within the league table we got through before we beat Stenhousemuir 2-0 in the league. Halfway through December, we're doing well. A lovely gap now, 9 points in the lead. I thought we'd do pretty well this season, if I'm honest. The big leap is into the Championship next year. I feel like I don't have I'm just basing it on the save, but I feel like the gap between these two divisions isn't that big. But then you're going into the next division where you've got teams coming down from the Scottish Premier Division. So yeah, if we can get through here and just sit in the Championship for a bit, that'd be good. 4-0 win at East Fife. 5-0 would be nice at Fife, to be honest. For we're held 0-0 to Peterhead, no disgrace there. Got revenge on Kelsey Hearts, beating them 3-0. And then got even more revenge by beating them in the trophy, in the Trust Trophy. 3-1 win there. Lost 2-0 at Partick Thistle in the league before we lost 2-1 at Inverness. Again, no disgrace in the Scottish Cup, fourth rounds. Held it on to Alloa. We got back to winning ways for 2-1 against Livingston. Very impressive in the quarter-final of the SPFL Trust Trophy. 5-1 win against Greenock Morton in the league. Nice. 3-1 win at Cove Rangers. Won away to the title. East Kilbride, they're just annoying. They just annoy me in this. 3-0 win for them. But we bounced back for 4-0 win at Stenhousemuir before we had a semi-final. The SPFL Trust Trophy semi-final at Stranraer, and we won 2-1. Chance for silverware, maybe. We've got to the final. 2-2 draw against E5 in the league. 2-2 draw at Peterhead. Annoying late goal to concede there. But 4-0 win against Celtic Hearts. Well on the way to the title now. 4-1 win at Alloa Athletic. 2-1 win at Partick Thistle before we play Queen's Park. It went to extra time, but we did it. We won 2-0 against Queen's Park. I've won my first trophy of Elgin City. Look at that, the SPFL Trust Trophy Challenge Cup. Well, last one will be in it because we're going to get promoted. And we're basically already secured promotion. Even though we lost 5-3 at Greenock Morton. We're in promotion. 1-1 draw against Cove Rangers. East Kilbride, just leave me alone. But you're not going up. We are. I hope you don't win the playoffs. 3-1 win against Stenhousemuir. But we've done it. Eat that, East Kilbride. You'll probably win the playoffs and haunt me still. We've done it. We've done it. We've got promoted. We've won a trophy. League and Cup double. Come on. It's all starting well. But I'm not going to have it all my own way, I don't feel. The Championship's going to be very tough, the second tier. for us. But we've done the first few bits. We drew nil at East Fife. Again, that meant nothing. And that was the final league table. That was the final league table. As you can see, East Kilbride, my enemy, did not win. Greenock Morton got promoted. So no more East Kilbride Elgin for now. There's some teams we've got results against, but it's just the big difference between the top teams that come up. I know you could say this is the same. Sam, what was we worried about? You did it in the championship at Bury. I mean, no one's probably saying that, but I've gone for a lot of these. I wasn't too worried. But actually, when you look at how difficult it is to get income, and you look at, despite the fact that I've managed the club, we're on 230 right now, the wage bill is a lot different, but there's just a different pool of players. I'm going to keep what I've got, try and go and get promoted again. Of course, the Premier Division, that is the aim, but we might not have our own way. They just don't want us to get relegated, basically. So stay up, push for it. We've done amazing though in season 3. So we're in the championship. Of course, now the highest that Elgin have been. The highest was actually last season as well. So we got them promoted the first season through the playoffs dramatically, and then last season built a really good team, got a load of good players in, and Kane Hester took it to the championship. Now it's going to be more of a challenge though. Now we're going to be massively the underdogs and to see what results we can get. We've still got some really good players, and so Archie Stevens is here still. Brought him in from Arsenal's youth. I did my sort of thing, go through like youth academies, and look, couldn't get anywhere near this kind of players I could when I was in the English league. So some sort of Archie Stevens, yeah, I was going to say he's probably the best way. We've got good championship player, so 4 stars is a good championship player, which sort of shows you would want that to be more 3 or 4 stars. So it shows on average haven't we got those players. Great players taking up here. But I've got this left winger as well from Sheffield Wednesday. Just signing the best young players I can get. Andrew McLeod has still been here. Come in. Bonner, who did brilliantly last season. Still got a lot of the old faces around there. Jack Patterson I brought in from Newcastle's youth academy. Richie Hosier was here last couple of seasons. So yeah, same sort of faces are here. Stephen Warnock's still here. And the main man, Kane Hester, sort of told off near the end of last season, if I'm honest. He's still here, but he's on his last year of contracts, 32 now. And might be more of a bit part player. Also a good player for the youth as well, which is always good. But that's just all we can do. I think we'll be competitive, but I'm not expecting us to go up again. In terms of club finances, 230,000. I've maxed out that sort of full, not a big wage budget at all. I think it seems like Motherwell probably have about 140 wage bill a week. I'm not too sure, but that's just how it goes now. We're now massively the underdogs. I felt I always was quite confident last season. Let's see how we do. We started the season at the Premier Sports Club as always. Sterling performance against Sterling. Lost to Dundee, beat East Fife 5-0, of course, and then lost some penalties at Arbroath. Before we started that season in the Championship, 3-2 defeat at St Johnstone. No disgraceful there be all the bigger teams. Before we beat Livingston 4-0. He's been in the SPL, last few years, quite a bit like a yo-yo team. Before we lost 3 to Airdronians in the second game. So not incredible start, but it's going to be a bit of a tricky season, let's be honest. The main thing was our home form was great. You need to make Borough Briggs a fortress and a 1-0 win. New striker doing well. We did lose at Hamilton, again, no disgrace before 3-2 winning. So 6 games in, 3 wins at home, 3 defeats away. Not disgraceful at all. Already got a nice gap against the bottom teams. So the aim is, if we could try and get into like the top half would be amazing, really. But we can show we can do it. Just need to, improve our way form. Also brought this guy in from Villa as well, and he's been a star so far in the 6 games he's played. I'm a new striker. I think the Kane Hester era is over because this guy's scored 6 and 6, so it's his time. We drew at home to Queen's Park before we got our first point away from home this season. 1-1 draw at Dunfermline. Before being held at home, which is a bit frustrating. But finally, a very good 2-0 win at Livingston was our first win away from home in the league. And we backed up a 3-2 win against St Johnstone. So all of a sudden we're showing, this team's going to grow. It's going to improve. I've seen some really good Scottish Championship players. So I don't see why we couldn't be competitive. But Airdronians, they beat us 3-2 and we lost 1-0 at Rafe. So inconsistent. It's a young team, but we're doing all right. 13 games in, it just shows actually Airdronians defeats are nothing to be disappointed about, really. They've won like 9, drew 4, and lost none. So they're runaway leaders. All we've got to do is a bit like the first season again, with East Kilbride. If we can sneak into top 6, we can try and get top 4, which, I know we've just lost to Rafe Rovers, but we could aim for top 4 here and then just try and cause some magic in the playoffs. We bounced back after those 2 defeats with a 5-0 win against Hamilton. Archie Stevens, some player, done so well since coming on a free. from Arsenal, an attacking midfielder with 9 goals here. It's outstanding. I've got some really good assets at this club. We're stunned 3-1 defeat at Green at Morton. Kind of summed up the season so far. Some big high moments where we just aren't consistent enough. We backed up with a back-to-back 3-1 defeats at Queen's Park, and then we were held home to Dunfermline. So, we've got a good squad, but we're still in a bit of a transition into this league. I think a few players were unhappy that have been with me for a while, so I'll probably move them on, getting some good new players in. It's going to be a bit of a building sort of time, I think, in the Championship, so no disgrace at all. The worry was, though, we're starting to lose money quite rapidly. 14 grand a week, it's no disgrace on the wage bill, but we're starting to projecting a lot of losses, and we don't really have the transfer value on these good players to turn that around at the moment. So it's a bit worrying, to be honest with you. We ended what was a tough November with a 5-1 win at Ayr, who were in our league in the Scottish Cup third round, and we went there again in the league and got a late winner as well, which is a great 3 points. And then into the SPFL Trust trophy as well, 5-1 win against Edinburgh rivals before we beat Livingston 1-0. And then drew at St Johnstone in the league, which meant just before Christmas. We had another Christmas process, we're up to the playoffs. It's extremely close. 1 point, separates those 4th, 5th and 6th teams. And then it's 3 if we go down to Livingston. So it's very tight. If we can put one of form together and just sneak into the playoffs, you never know. Edgonians, still massively out in front. My best player had been what will be the Kane Hester replacement. He scored 15 goals. Alistair Hayne after being released by Tottenham. Again, we're no match for Edgonians, the runaway leaders. 3-2 defeat there. And then we lost home to Rafe. As soon as we get into playoffs, we fall back out of it. So it's really annoying maybe season so far. We're still doing really well for Elgin, but I just always thought I could get a little bit more. 2-0 win against Ayr in the League Cup. Trust Trophy for a fantastic 1-0 win. Sean McDonald I brought in, new keeper. Anyone watches Talk United fan, I really liked him, especially in his last couple of seasons at Talk United. I've gone to Newport and stuff, so it's been a number 2 keeper really since. But Sunday more to be number 2, he's been my number 1. He's only on 290 quid a week. We then won at Rafe, doing very well in the Cups, into the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. And then this team just is a bogey team. Green at Morton, 95th minute winner. We just blow it away. We just don't want playoffs. We did get to the semi-final though. We beat Rangers Reserves in the Trust Trophy quarter-final. Before being held home to Queen's Park, just frustrating. Before going 1-1 draw at Dunfermline, frustrating again. For a little bit, I brought him in over the last couple of weeks. So we're still strengthening the squad. Before we went out, no disgrace, played Rangers. I think the first time we played on the old firm, Scotland won another great game in a 4-0 defeat. It kind of sums out how that went, but still, no disgrace there. Great cup run, that's in the 5th round of Scottish Gas Cup. Still in the Trust Trophy as well, which was won last season. Before 3-1 win against Ayr, one star man up front getting a hat-trick. Man, predictably, we're 5 points behind. We just need to try and make sure we get into the top half at the divide. But yeah, it's not going to be this season, but it's going to be one of those seasons in between. We've shown we've got, the good players who to keep building it and find that consistency next year. We won 2-0 at Livingston, which looked like we might be turning the season around before we went out to Hamilton in the Trust Trophy semi-final, not retain it, and then just 1-2 defeat against St Johnstone. Kind of ended our kind of vague playoff push almost. And for the rest of the season, just about getting ready for next season, we actually got a point, and we should have won at 91st minute for this score 93rd against the runaway winners, Edgonians. 1-3-2 at Rafe, beat Hamilton 2-1. 2-1 win, finally beat Green at Morton. Fantastic March before going to April. Lost to Queen's Park, which basically fought for the end of last season. 3-2 win against Dunfermline in the last minute, and a 2-2 draw against A United. I think it's a great season. Came 5th in the league, 1 position outside the playoffs. Built a team as we went on. The highest ever finish, of course, in Elgin's history. And we gained quite a lot of money actually by the end of it. I think we might have taken out a couple of loans, if I'm honest with you, over the course of the next few years. To kind of protect ourselves. I was never going to look at the club facilities until I'm way up. But we've done all right. Just building a good young team. Got a few coming for the youth now as well. But yeah, we saw a goodbye though. The man himself, Kane Hester, literally the star, especially in season 1 and season 2. Still did well in the 3 games he played. But yeah, moving on. That's sometimes the sad thing when you go up the leagues and these things. You lose your club heroes very quickly. But we're going to see the departure of quite a few players at the end of the season. Actually, just kind of going through the motions a little bit. And yeah, but also, I signed a few good players at near the tail end of the season for this season. Hayden Coulson next season, experience coming in for next season. I brought in Josh Ginley, very experienced as well. So getting a few experienced players in as well. Ronan Mayo's in near the back end of the season. So yeah, we've actually got quite an experienced team. But yeah, into next season. Can we do better in the Championship next year? Thanks for watching. How far can I take Elgin City in 20 years? Season 4, our second season of the Championship after coming 5th place, building this really good, exciting young team. Can we, keep signing a few more players and try and push on for the top 4, trying to break that playoff position? We'll see. It's going to be very competitive and we have to be really smart with business, but I'm quite hopeful for this. This is the squad that will take me into the season. Still got Sean McDonald in goal. Got George Murray Jones, I brought him in last season, so number 2 at the end of last season. Got a few good signings coming in as well. Jasper Judd, obviously still here from last season, from past youth. So, we've still got that sort of youth academy kind of look. As well as getting the experience I feel like we needed. Solid in full-back position, solid at centre-backs. Lewis Evans, standout signing from Everton's youth academy. So still looking for those free agents. All going to be free agents a lot of the time. Sonny Sharples, I brought him in the end of last season. He looks a very good signing. Ellis Hickman came in from Liverpool at the end of last season, or at the start of last season actually, didn't he? Jude Bonner's still here. Jack Patterson, he looks really good, still developing really well from the last couple of years. I've got Josh Skinley, as I said. All these sort of players, didn't do loads of signings if I'm honest going into it. I signed this guy, went from the Cardiff, pretty sure it was in Cardiff, Bristol City's academy at some point, that was it. I signed him as a third choice striker. But I've still got mainly last season's team and just sprinkle a little bit more. Hopefully a bit of better morale because something like the great players were last. The first couple of seasons had gone, so less morale. Brought this guy in as well. So from Mansfield on a free. So yeah, that's all we can do. Can we try and get into playoffs? We start, of course, with the Premier Sports Group Cup. We're in a 4-0 win, not 5-0 against East Fife. We're slacking. Fraserburgh, 2-1 win. I'll probably butcher that pronunciation. Not as bad as Forest Mechanics, who I said Forest Mech, because that's how it come up on my thing. Overcomplicated that one. Thanks to the TikTok comment section to help me with that one. Really appreciate that one. Lost to Ross County, a bit worrying. Which led us to the start of the Championship season. Can we try and get, break into that playoffs? That's the target this season. 5th, 6th, no disgrace, of course. 2-2 draw to begin the season at home to Queen's Park. 4-1, 2-1 on Saturday, apparently, at Arbroath. We then drew 0-0 at home to Dunfermline. 5 points, 3 games, not a bad start. Went out of the cup early this year though, so again no disgrace. We're 2-1 up there. We've done well, conceded 2 late goals. Beat last year's bogey team, Green at Morton 2-1. Before we lost 1-0 to Motherwell. Yes, Motherwell down. An ex-Leicester, I believe, yeah. Scoring against us, so yeah, not ideal really, having them in the league, but there we go. Lost 1-0 at Livingston. Drew 2-2 at Inverness. And then drew 2-2 to Raith Rovers. A mixed bag. Not a disaster though. Again, we seem to have a runaway leader, as it seems to happen a lot in these Scottish divisions. Motherwell. The team Airdronians back down. So I've just realised that Airdronians bottled the league after they running away from it. I've literally just realised this. I was like, what? Well, skip the season. No, they didn't win the league. St Johnstone won it last year, so they're second. It's not bad. Green at Morton looking better. We always have a team we struggle with. Usually it's what's East Kilbride up to these days? The best player so far, of course, Lewis Evans looking good. Archie Stevens, similar to last season. Lou Striker's doing all right. Might be keeping an eye on main man for last season out of the team, actually. He's not played much. Probably only off the bench, so that's not going to go down too well. But still, not a bad start to the season at all. Just like last season, Airdronians were serving it up to me. 3-0 defeat before we got back to winning ways. It's just looking like a mid-table season again against Arbroath. 1-1 draw at Queen's Park. Frustrated for everyone to fit Dunfermline. I'm saying frustrating. We're still doing well. We're punching above our weight, but I like to see the progression. 5-0 winning against Green at Morton, and then this was mental. I don't really know what happened over those 2 weeks. 5-0 win at Motherwell. See, and then November Cubs lose at home to Livingston, and then lose at home to Inverness. Yeah. Oh, these are the most frustrating seasons you can have as a manager, honestly. And then we beat Raith Rovers 4-0. Yeah, consistency would be key. So a team that can beat Motherwell is now 7th. Above relegation zone, it's not too bad. But we need to, I know it's so tight. We're 1 point. Look at that. We're 1 point off third though. So we just got to keep going and keep. So I think consistent start. If we put a run together, we could really sort of push towards the playoffs. We end in November, just about getting past Johnston Burr. The 3-1 after extra time in the Scottish Gas Cup third round. Before we got a point against Airdronians. Winning against Kelty Hearts in a trophy trust round 2. 1-1 draw at Arbroath, and then we lose to Queen's Park. It's not happening. We did beat Dunfermline, and then we lost to Green at Morton. And then we drew against Motherwell. Very underwhelming end to the year of 2028. Won against Hearts Reserves in the Cup. Lost 3-1 at Inverness. It's just frustrating. Good point at Livingstone. No disgrace going out of the Cup, the Scottish Gas Cup again to Rangers. 1-1 draw home to Raith Rovers. Went through on penalties against Green at Morton. So in the semi-final of the Trust Trophy, that's okay. And then we lose to Adrianians, and then we draw against Arbroath. So the cities, we're not going up. We're not going up. February did get better though. 3-0 win at Queen's Park, 2-0 win at Dunfermline, and then we're out to Hibernian's reserves in the Trust semi-final, and then we did beat Green at Morton. So 3 wins out of 3 in February in the Championship meant we were up to 6th place. But yeah, we're so far off the playoffs. It's going to be another building season by the looks of it. Club balance, taking out a couple of loans, not doing too badly. You know, we might be stuck here for some time. You know, we've actually not progressed. We've gone backwards, of course, this season. Quite a lot of players leaving at the end of the season, to be honest. Again, you know, it's going through a big cycle. And just keep trying to get like these sort of youngsters in. It's our graphs on the find them now. But we're doing okay. We're doing okay. But you just want to see progress. Going into March though, no 5-0 win. Otherwise, time lost 2-0. Beat Livingston, competitive, but then we drew against Inverness, drew against Wave Rovers, and lost at home to Adrianians because water's wet. Which meant another season came to an end. Stick with me, we've got 20 seasons and we're doing alright still, okay? So season 4 ended in 6th place. So we've gone 5th and 6th place in the Scottish Championship so far. Yeah, we're starting to feel you know where we're going a little bit. We've come to a bit of a stop. I still feel the club is growing. I'm still doing a little bit. It's growing a team that's good as level. I did expect a little bit better this season. Some players just didn't really perform. Some of the more experienced players I was hoping for. But still, we've still got a lot of good players. We're going to keep growing, being patient. You know, I was bringing a few players in. Like I brought in Isaac Holland in season, like Brentford youngster. This is a big signing as well. I brought in Ethan Wheatley. Ex-Man United youngster, so I was starting to strengthen at the end of the season. Joe Knight as well, so yeah, I was seeing a lot of change. I was brought in this guy in as well near the end, so yeah, we've got a good squad to go into next season for us. Finn Roberts came in, there's some better players coming out, you know, everyone's starting to get to a certain standard. Isaac Moore as well, he came in after the season, leading championship player. So we're starting to build the quality, and I reckon next season is the season we go for playoffs. I'm a little bit disappointed if we don't start seeing progress. Actually, going to watch 20 seasons of me being stuck in the championship. Season 5, see you then. Season 5. After 2 seasons being solid mid-table in the Scottish Championship, can we build towards the playoffs this season? I'm hoping that we do. I've really signed some good players at the end of last season, and I've carried on within the summer. I brought in Joshua Duffus, I think, from St Etienne on a free, just getting the best free agents. Starting to spend a little bit more on wages now. The club finances may suffer a little bit, but we want to make the push now. Sam Mafford did very well last season, so we're developing a good squad. Got a new keeper in as well. Sean McDonald's been very good, but it's another option. Comes from Dunfermline. So getting some new gens as well. This guy come from Race Rovers Youth Academy, and then I ended up getting him on a free. So Green at Morton and Race Rovers. So yeah, I put a lot of work into scouting and finding players, and I've got a really nice solid team now. A lot of talent. A really good squad. So we're not going to have the best squad in the league, of course, but I reckon we can go for top 4 now. That is my aim. It began, of course, with the Premier Sports Cup. Group D this time. 1-0 win against Spartans. 5-1 against Peterhead. 5-1 against Montrose, looking good. And then we lose St Johnstone. Duffer scoring there. Of course, St Johnstone, our rivals. We want to beat them. We started 3-1 win at Green at Morton. 2-1 win against Livingston. Finally, first 2 games and we've got 6 points. Is this the year? It starts to change. Held at home to Arbroath. Still 7 points, not bad. Joshua Doofus, he's more a right winger, but always getting the goals. Went out of the cup though against St Johnstone. Man, we caught them in the group and then we lost to them. Yeah, they annoy me. But out of the cup early doors and then lost to Ayr, so not a great week. But we ended August with a 3-2 win against Dunfermline, before a 3-2 win against Queen's Park, and then a 2-1 win at St Mirren. I don't know what's happened to text there. FM, so if you put your text on large, it all goes wrong apparently. We played a game more, but we are top. We're top of the league against Motherwell. Someone didn't go up. The team that runs over at the start just never go up. We're fast. Well, hopefully we'll collapse and get better, but still, that's what we're capable of. Let's hope we push on now. Joshua Doof, honestly, what a player. 6 goals in 7 games. Isaac Holland, he's been great as well. You know, players have signed on FM over the years a lot. Lewis Evans doing brilliantly. Jasper Judd's been around for a while. Finn Roberts, Ethan Wheatley. He's very unhappy because he didn't play much last season, didn't play much this season. And I'm paying a lot of money, but the club, yeah, it's going to be going into red, and we've got a loan out as well, I think, at the moment. But we're pushing for it. We're pushing it for it. You know, we get the prize funds, hope we have a cup run. Annoyingly, though, I got what I wished for. I didn't actually wish for it, but I lost 1-0 to Motherwell. Bane of my life. And then Adrianians we drew against. 3-1 defeat at Livingston, not great. But we did come back with a 3-0 win against Green at Morton. Hat-trick for the Starman. Third in the league, no disgrace. Motherwell looking good again though at the start of the season. I'm still unbeaten. But look, I said let's try and get top 4, and it is obviously an improvement now. It's going to be a competitive season. Journey's only down in 6th, but we ended October in fine form with 3-1 against Arbroath, 3-1 against Ayr United. It was all looking good. Was this a year we beat mid-table? Well, November happened. Lost 4-2 at Dunfermline, drew it home to St Mirren. Lost home to Queen's Park, not good enough, and then drew at Motherwell. Okay. Going to December, change around, boys. But we've got a better team this year. This is our year. Beat Partick Thistle in the Scottish Gas Cup 3rd round. Lost at Airdronians. They got blasted by Stenhouse. Take back to Bury. 0-0 draw home to Livingston. 3-3 draw at Green at Moulton. Finally got a win again though. 2-1 against Arbroath. Easy the pressure. 1-2 at Ayr United. It's alright. Going to January. 3-2 win against Dunfermline. Lost at St Mirren. Beat Motherwell. Crucial. Come on. Climbing back into the playoffs. Won at Dundonald B. Good job we didn't play Dundonald A. Fair play for them to go that far. And then drew against Queen's Park. February happened. Lost home to Airdronians. Lost at Livingston. Went out of the cup to Hibernian in the 5th round. Which is a good run. It's our 3rd straight season in the Championship. And we really need to make sure we get 4th, as it's going to be 5th and 6th again. We started so well. Ruth was our year. Motherwell have dropped off as well. Let's try and sneak into 4th place, lads. Let's try and sneak into 4th place. Josh has had a great season. Some players haven't really kicked on like I'd hoped, to be honest. Just probably a bit of unhappiness around there. Again, it's high turnover of players at this time. There's a lot of players out of contracts, and I will be moving on. Look towards next season. I say that every season, but we're a turnover. We're getting a few good players. Of course, then if we get unhappy. And then, we're doing well to stay in this sort of division. But the problem is, naturally, we don't have the crowds and sort of the money to sustain it. So we're starting to hit into the reds a little bit now. And it's getting a bit worrying. But I'm running it on a tight budget still. We really need to get our season back in form after being dumped out of the cut. We ended February with a 3-0 win against Green at Moulton, 2-1 at Arbroath. Just need to sneak into the playoffs. And I feel, let's get 4th place. And I feel like we've actually progressed. 3-1 win against Ayr. 4-1 against Dunfermline, put us right into the playoff picture, which is excellent. We just knew this squad was up for it. We got battered 5-2 by St Mirren. That's a disaster and unacceptable. There's clearly a divide between the top 2 teams as well. They're clearly a lot better than us still. Before we played Motherwell, drew 2-2 against them. 4 games to go, we're in the playoffs. We've almost qualified basically. So. But at least, those wins, in March really helped us. So, 4th place, 56 points, 7-point gap against Airdronians. It had been a good season. And Motherwell, they're only about 4 points above. St Mirren have won the league. But it's been an improvement, but still some way to go. We lost at home to Queen's Park. And then we beat Airdronians 3-0 to end the league, take us into the playoffs against Motherwell. The first leg, we played Motherwell at home, and a fantastic strike by Joe Knight, meant that we beat them 1-0 in the first leg at home. Fantastic start. It's defensive performance. Very even game. Done fantastically. Elgin won Motherwell 0. Can we go and do it in a second leg at their place? And perform we did. We went to Motherwell and won 1-0. Josh Adufus, fantastic goalkeeper performance by Matthew Conley. What a Sunday overall. We're into the final of our stage. So basically we're on the quarterfinal if you want to look at it that way. So we need to play Queen's Park next in the playoffs, and if we beat that, we'll play second from bottom up there. So we play Queen's Park. If we win this, we're into the final. We've done so well to see just get to 4th place. We ended the season in really good form, I feel like, as well. So it's really important for us to perform. But Isaac Collins, some really cool players. Archie Stevens been with me a few years now. Some really good technical players, which I always go for. Make sure it's important coming forwards. It's been an even start to the game so far. What can we do? Won it there, cheaply given away by Queen's Park. Holland going forward. There's a good chance to Joshua do first. Mather, nice pass and a good swallow ball. Oh, what a turn by Mather. And he shows his quality. 1-0. Sam Mather, not too sure who he is. What a strike. Elgin 1, Queen's Park 0. A very good start into the second half. Set piece into the box. Come out for Mather again. Can he get him better? He curls in. What a hero. 2-0. Win at home. We're halfway there. What can we do in the away leg? We went to Queen's Park looking to get the job done. And look at that lovely set piece routine to put us 1-0 up. We're 3-0 up on aggregate. We're looking like we're going to sail. And we did it pretty comfortably in the end. We beat Queen's Park 2-1. Comfortable performance in the end. We are in the final. We did, of course, lose our keeper to injury in the first leg a little bit. Hopefully we'll be back for the final. But we've got Falkirk. If we win this 2-leg affair against a team comes second from bottom in the Premier Division, We are in the SPL. This is the moment we've worked for 5 seasons. Home first. Let's go and keep a clean sheet and win. Yeah, we missed our keeper, George Murray Jones. I'm not saying it was all. We won the away leg 2-1 though. Done well there. We made the playoffs, but we lost at the final hurdle, guys. How disappointing. How disappointing. So yeah, we got a bit closer though this time. I brought a few more players in, just working the free agents, looking at Championship clubs, Premier League clubs, as well as sort of, clubs in Scotland. But, a lot of it was getting new contracts as well, keeping the talent. We kept the key player, 30 goals in the Championship last season. Let's hope he will be able to do the same. Joshua Doofus this year. And we're also getting, some really good players in as well that are growing as well. Had him last season. Our 4th season in the Championship was start in style, dismantling teams from like left, right, and centre. This is one of them. When you look at these results, very good in the Premier Sports Cup. Always lose to St Johnstone. This is part of it. But look at this in the Championship. Only really losing one game. Getting to the quarter final as well of the League Cup. Losing at Queen's Park. Don't like you. But we would be top of the league, 5 points in the lead, winning 9, drawing 2, losing 2 by the end of October. Once again, Joshua Doofus, incredible player, 12 and 13. What a bit of business that was. Sam Maffer as well, since I signed for Man United's youth academy. This first season has really shown the talent consistently. But yeah, what a player. Just growing and developing these players. November was good as well. Carried on picking up runs, did well in the cup as well. It's, why? It used to be East Kilbride and now it's Queen's Park. I'm sick to the stomach of them, honestly. Well, 6 of them, but looks like I'm going to be having the last laugh, though, aren't I? Like, they're down in third on winning the league. At the moment, 6 points over Motherwell. Is your Motherwell the second, mate? Oh, the turn of year wasn't too kind. I did, look at the score a little bit. But home defeat against Edgeronians, went out of the cup to Queen at Morton. I mean, well, it used to be a bit of a bogey team, but come on. And then February was an absolute disaster. We lost to Dunfermline and Livingston, BMS, but then we lost 4-3 to Motherwell, who go top of the league. I'm literally going to be in the Championship forever. March, we beat Queen's Park. We beat Raith Rovers, beat Hamilton. Drew against Edgeronians, lost to Ayr. Did win our 2 games comfortably in April, but with 3 games to go, with 1 game to go, we're 1 point behind Motherwell. It's really not good enough. We've blown this, losing 8 games really. And we're, Queen's Park in the playoffs. So what was going to happen there? And we would lose final game of season 2 at Inverness. So once again, it's the playoffs. And who do we play in? Queen's Park. So the playoffs, we play Queen's Park, the bogey team. It basically stopped us winning a title this season. And early doors, it was going to be a close game. Let's be honest with you. Early doors, a lovely ball there. Mather, can he get something? Also away from home in the first leg. Lovely play. Joshua Doofus, 1-0. First blood to Elgin. Then Queen's Park, would they strike back? Ball into the box. It's nice play and it's 1-1. Back on level terms. Before though, could it get even worse? Queen's Park been a bogey team all season. Cuts into the box, 2-1. Into the second half, very early doors, made a few changes. Joshua Doofus come forward. Ethan Wheatley, I recall back for this game. Hadn't played much this season. Was quite unhappy because Doofus I originally signed as a right winger, just been far better. But Queen's Park were keen to make my stay in Championship last even longer. Early ball into the box, awful defending with 3-1 down in the first leg. But it wouldn't take us long. From a Queen's Park free kick, a fantastic counter attack. Ethan Wheatley a chance. He took it. 3-2 back in the game. Even if we're only 1 goal down, stay in the tie. We're not done yet, boy. Oh, we might be done. Meekinson coming through. 4-2. What was that keeping? 4-2 down a bit. 6-2 in the league this season. I just think Queen's Park have it in for me. We can't lose another playoffs, can we? We can. But 5 minutes later, though, we weren't done. A nice bit of passing play. Look at that. Getting the wingers up there. And look at that. Joshua Doofus, the hero all season. Gets the goal back, 4-3. Just don't concede another one and stay in the tie. Cross into the box, ball headed away. Can we counter? Can we counter to get something? Come on, boys. About 10 minutes to go to try and draw level. We were winning in this game as well, weren't we? Love it, pass play. Love it, Swanee ball. Nice to actually see it in action. Coming forward, Mustafa. Can he cut across? Yes, he can. It's Archie Stevens. It's 4-4. Unbelievable first leg. And in the second leg, we will win on penalties. Look at that. What a team. Wow. Can we do it? We need to get to the next hurdle. And now in the second leg, this time we played Kilmarnock after we lost the last year to Falkirk. Well, we went 1-0 down A doors. It wasn't a good start, was it? In the home leg. We lost, was it 6-1 or something like that? Ridiculous, or 6-2 in the first leg last year. So it's about staying in the tie would be nice. But yeah, no, I just can't deal with any more playoff heartbreak. But this game just really didn't get off to the start wanted. Bear in mind, after drawing 4-4, went on penalty against Queen's Park. It's just frustrating. Like 5, 6 points up in the league at one point. But if I'm honest, once again, it's looking like we're going to get outclassed in the first leg. 2-0 down. Absolute disaster. Coming forward, though, we did get back into the game. Joshua Doofus getting a goal, but we lose first leg 2-1. We draw the second leg 1-1, and we lose the playoffs again. It can't go on like this. It can't go on like this. After losing the playoff final 2 seasons in a row in the championship to get to the SBL, this is the year. Yeah. I really like the championship. I really like League One as well. I just feel like I've peaked. I don't understand. How are we bottom? We've lost the playoff final twice. How are we bottom the next season? This is the team. I brought in some good players. If you watch my Bury save, you remember him there. Brought in a new keeper as well. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Still got a lot of the same faces. Still got Joshua Doofus here. He's only got 2 and 8. Oh, I did tweak a little bit. I went to a bit more, put the centre mids down to DM. So I'm still playing 4-2-3-1. And this is the financials of a loan as well. Yeah, we're in a wage budget, but yeah, those are the results if anyone's interested. Just getting battered all over the gap. Queen's Park beat us 3-0, so remember it's 5-0. Each five's popping up and beating us. Thankfully, it started to turn around. We did lose at Dundee United. So sorry for people who I said Dundee. That is a disgraceful mistake on my behalf. It's just, I can't just go, oh, I'm actually English. No, that's just a disgrace. Just disgrace. Sorry, Dundee and Dundee United fans. You have a right to be angry. Anyway, so do I. I need to turn this form around. 4-0 win at Montrose, and then look at this. Good October, apart from the losing to St Mirren. Took us away from relegation trouble. Beating Vanessa in Scottish Cup. Started to get a form back together. Which meant at the start of December, we've risen up to 5th. Only 1 point off 4th. Playoffs again! Beat Queen's Parks 4-2. What was a fantastic December. And I mean, January was going great until the end as well. East 5 just like beating us. Lost in the SPL Trust Trophy quarter-final on Pound Stand so that's just not acceptable, let's be honest with you. And then again, February started really well and then tailed off 2 terrible defeats. And then we lost to Hibernian in the quarter-final. Title's out of bounds now, especially after those annoying defeats. But we've done well. We're now clearly into the playoffs again. So ironically, this might be the season we actually do, which would be funny when we're bottom of the league. But yeah, into third place, Queen's Park's nowhere to be seen. Exercise. If we could try and get into third place, that'd be nice, and try and get a catch of Inverness maybe. In terms of the players, these are the best performance. This guy I just signed from Arsenal. And look how good he is. I mean, he's leading Premiership in the Championship. I'm starting to get really good players in now. Starting to get to a point that's not really any excuse. Like Caelan Casey has been brilliant in his first season here. He's a playoff son on Football Manager before. I've got good Premiership players. This could do well in the Premiership now. I also signed this guy at the start, but I'm an experienced Swansea fan. You'll know him very well. Again, leading Premiership. I've got leading Premiership players in this division. I should be doing so much better, to be honest. Joshua Doofus is a bit frustrated this season, but he still scored 15 goals. That disastrous run continued. Lost to St Mirren, lost to Inverness. And that was kind of worrying, really. The fact that despite the squad we've got, I'm losing to the 2 teams above me. It's not good hope for the Championship. But again, still doing a few little tweaks here and there. We did pick up, though, mainly just getting in the playoffs now, securing that 3rd or 4th place finish. And look at this. We did end the season well. We got into the playoffs, and now it's time for, we've got to play more playoff games this year, so it's going to be even more of an achievement. But we played Dunfermline in the first leg. We'll go to their place and win 2-0. Fantastic start, boys. And then we win 3-2. So we're into the sort of the Championship final. Not the main final, and we play Inverness. In this game, it would be good. Inverness who we, a lot of troubles with against in the league, and we battered them in the first leg. 3-0. This is the first one. Beautiful Swanee ball. Look at that. Sam Maffer, Johnny Kelly getting 2 goals in 90 minutes. Really, really crucial. And we go to their place and win 2-1. So we're in the playoff final for a 3rd season in a row. Obviously, it'll be a 2-legged affair against a team from the Premiership above. Can we do it? This time, it'll be Kilmarnock. This time, the first leg ended in defeat. Oh, we're still in it. We went 1-0 up, and then 2-1 down, and 2-2, and lost 3-2. And again, I lost a keeper. I had to put my number two in. That's 2 seasons in a row. But can we turn this around in the second leg? We need to turn it around, or else we'll lose the playoff final for third season in a row. It's important that we started well. So Kilmarnock trying to stay up. Else, I will just say that it's just an annoying playoff system. And we went 1-0 down. So we now are 2 goals behind, staring down the barrel of a third straight playoff final two-leg defeat. I mean, into the second half though. Can we make something? There's a strike, it's gone all the way in. 1-1. One more goal and we're back to level pegging. Come on, Elgin. And then we had a corner into the second half. We're now well into good chance now. And it's 2-1 Bertley Anyong. We've done it. We've done it. We're level and we went to extra time until the 121st minute. Is this the moment? It's going to go to penalties. If not, it's a chance. Lovely football, Joshua Doofus. Plays around the box. No, steady boys, easy boys, easy boys. That's just going to go to penalty. There's free Taylor Harris. Everyone's on their legs. Look at this, on their knees. Joshua Dufer strikes it, and we've done it in the last kick just before penalties. We have got to the Premiership. 3 seasons we've lost the playoff final in a row, and we've done it in our most dramatic of circumstances. Joshua Doofus, build a statue next to Kane Hester, please. What a team. We've done it. We've done it. And that was against a run of play as well. What a team. I love Elgin City. We're in the Premiership. Thank you for watching. Elgin City are in the Scottish Premiership after losing 2 playoff finals in a row and then winning in the 121st minute of the final last season. We have done it. And now we've just got to try and stay up in the Premiership. We do have some good players, though. I know it's predicting me 12th, but I think we've got a better score than that. Now the pressure's off, I feel like this squad could actually, do quite well. I brought this guy in from Arsenal halfway through the season, well, near the end actually, and he's a good Premiership player. So not all my players are like that, of course. We've got some experience at the back. He's a decent Premiership player. The fact that decent Premiership is 4, 5 stars is a bit worrying. But we could do all right. We're underdogs again. And I think that's better rather than playing with pressure in a way. So let's just see how the season goes, I reckon. Yeah, brought some good players in, brought a new keeper in. So yeah, from Arsenal. Looks all right. If you look at the average rating, you may say he doesn't look all right. But we'll see how it goes. We really struggled in the League Cup, which is quite worrying. But after losing 4-3 at Ross County, which is extremely worrying, we won at St Mirren, got battered by Rangers, won at Dundee, and then won at Falkirk. So our way forwards were pretty good, apart from the one at Motherwell, of course, it's Motherwell. Obviously, we're making a few tactical tweaks, but Dundee don't have a point yet, so we're way above them. And yeah, it's been a decent start, really, to sort our home form out. We would still struggle a little bit against the best teams, but a 3-0 win at Hearts was really important in October. Still haven't won a game at home, though, mind you. But that ended against Motherwell in December, or actually, no, against Dundee, sorry, at the end of November. And then we beat Motherwell. So look at 3 wins in a row. This meant that, we're well away from relegation. We could even get top half here. We're only 4 points, or 2 points, sorry, we play a game more from top four. It's such a compact midfield. But those 3 wins, took us even to the European sort of race. We've done really well. My best player was one of these signings for Man United. I love getting players from the youth academies of top teams. That's what I always do. So we've done well. Unfortunately, the old winter form happened. We got battered for all our games in December. Didn't win in the league until February, which is frustrating. So you're left at the start of December, doing all right. 2 months later, finally a win, and that was against Dundee. So yeah, not ideal. We were talking about Europe last time we looked at the table, but now we're just talking about making sure we stay up. But Hearts and Dundee are doing a pretty good job of making sure we do that. So at the end of the day, it was just to stay up. But it just shows, if we can get a bit more consistency and strength and depth of this sort of standards in the league over the next couple of years, we'll see how we go. We continue to do well, especially in the cup. So we beat Raith Rovers in the fifth round, and then we won our extra time against Falkirk 3-2. Doing all right. And in the league, we picked up. But unfortunately, we lost our extra time to Hearts, so it was really disappointing, especially as they're going down. So yeah, they didn't do very, we did very well against them really. They beat us 3-2, and then we did beat them in the league. But we ended the season very strongly, meaning that of course we're in the lower half where we're in the cut-off. But we did all right. We stayed up. We did more than all right. We got 52 points in our first season. Nice. So in terms of the next season, though, I had a bit of problems. So the club was in a bit of financial trouble. This one, my keeper, who started the season poorly but did very well in the end, is worth about 4 million. He's only got 1 year left and he doesn't want to sign a new deal at the moment to improve the squad. So we'll either gamble or try and cash in. We'll see. But yeah, still we've done all right. Season 9 of How Far Can I Take Elgin City on Football Manager in 20 years after we finished in 7th or 8th place last season. We're well away from relegation and our first season in the Premiership. How can we sort of push on? I gambled and kept my keeper, even though he's got 1 year left. I just feel like as the squad goes on in a few months, I might try and cash in before January, if not. But it's a gamble because I've still got some good players. Carter Pinnington has done brilliant for me as well in his third season now. Just keeping a squad, keeping them growing. I've got the same sort of coaching staff. I haven't really put much money into that really. Well, I've got a few players to fill the squad out really. I haven't really changed the squad too much. But this is one asset I got. Scott McKellar nicked him from Rangers. I don't quite know why they've let him go really. But yeah, I'm just going for it really. Get some good Scottish players in. I was quietly confident going to the season. You know, I had a year to settle. It ended quite well. I signed a couple good players on free agents, sort of build up depth of a squad. But I didn't quite think it'd work out like this. So, you know, we waltzed through the cup before we smashed Motherwell 7 goals to 1, our old rival, on the first day of the season. You know, having that continuity really helped. When we look over the results, we beat Celtic, Elgin City 2, Celtic 1. Matt Cox, one of the free agents I signed in the season, so I didn't take, you know, an actual real player as well, are coming as well, just showing what we'd done. Drew at Ibrox as well, smashed Dundee United, and we got to the semi-final of the League Cup. We haven't lost a game yet. Elgin City are sitting at the top of the SBL. Oh my God. Naturally, we start to have a wobble. Well, we didn't win in three, but we're still unbeaten. Still doing brilliantly. Got to the final of the Premier Sports Cup as well. Unfortunately, though, it will go a little bit wrong, as you'd expect. Celtic beat us, Falkirk beat us, Aberdeen drew against us. We beat Dundee United, though. Josh Adufa still doing it for us. And annoyingly, we'll be robbed, well, not really robbed, we'll be battered in a chance for our first like major silverware in Scottish football. We lost 3-0 to Hibernian, and the league form have kind of fallen off a little bit. But we won the next three games in the Premiership, was important, mate. At the end of the calendar year, we were second. Now we're 1 point off Celtic, if I'm honest, I'm looking downwards. So top two gets Champions League. I mean, that the finances were literally a bit of a gamble season, really. We kind of need to cash in at some point to bounce back. So if we get European football, we don't even need to do that. So third and fourth, according to this, gets the Conference League or chance to Europa League. So if we can get a top four finish whilst we're playing like that, would be amazing, to be honest with you. But yeah, Elgin, I know we're 1 point behind, but that would just be incredible. And the similar faces really have been doing it. I've been sending a couple of players for like a 50 grand, 100 grand as well, getting a few free agents in. Still doing the same sort of model, but it's going really well. Joshua Doofus is still doing it as well. Like, honestly, what a hero. You know, he's got a best return this season. 13 goals in 21 games. Wow. Going into the calendar year 2034, Carrie Cowley's amazing season. We literally beat Celtic 1-0 again. And we're doing well in the Scottish Cup as well. Lost to Dundee United annoyingly, beat Falkirk. Annoyingly, won't be winning this cup either. Lost 3 times to Aberdeen. Look at that heartbreak at the end there. But still, we went to Rangers, just casually won at Ibrox. Rangers nil, Elgin City 1. What a team. Oh my God. But that Ross County defeat, that was a sting. However, 29 games played, 4 points off Celtic. I think we can say the title's gone. But that's not the issue right now. To be fair, if we look at this. We're 10 points into European football. You know, if we get Conference League, anything like that, that would be incredible and long overdue, because I've absolutely don't look at that wage budget. Like, a lot of that is a little bit of players that go into the season. Yeah, I gambled a bit, you could say. But if we get European football, we're getting that all back. Normally, we'll lose at Motherwell, but then and draw against Hibernian. But then a few crucial wins there, back to back Hibernian against Dundee United, meant going to split. Looks like we've got Europe, which is incredible. However, can we hold on to second place with 4 points to go for Hibernian to get Champions League? Or will it be Europa League for us? We smashed Rangers 4-1, which meant it looked all good. And then we lost to Motherwell. And then we got a very good point, Mason Mount scoring. Very good point, a 95th minute at Celtic. But, and we've come third. Ah, that's gutting. How can I be disappointed at coming third in the second season, and the ninth season overall for Elgin City? But we've missed out. But you would argue, you know, we, as much as the money might be more in Champions League, if we get either Europa League or Conference League, then we might be able to be a bit more competitive. But still, what a season. Gutting that we're up there the whole season and we lost it. But Hibernian, I've got Champions League. I hope you're proud. But we beat Rangers, who've had a terrible season. But look at that. What a squad. Elgin City are in European football. Look at that. Season 10 of how far can I take them in 20 years after coming third place, just losing out on Champions League last season, just our second season in the Premiership. How well we do. We still got the same sort of players. We signed some good free agents to try and just give them the squad to try and survive in either Europa League if we qualify or Conference League. It's the guy I signed near the end of last season, right back. We're just getting class players in as we can, just picking them off. Good Premiership player. Scott McKellar's been doing brilliantly. Let a couple of players go. Signed this guy on a free from Celtic as well. Let's just see how we do. We started the season with a 3-0 win against Dundee before we went to Europa League qualifying. We lost in Athens 2-0 though. We did win at Ross in the league. Of course, we don't let the league form stuff with all this. We did beat them 3-2 in a return leg, but that only goal was a killer, really. But still, it's going to be the Conference League if we can qualify. Lost to Ross County again. Just love playing them at the moment in the second round of the League Cup. Chaotic first, few games of the season. It's all in August. Drew 0-0. Lost at Rangers. But a historic day. Elgin, we're in the Conference League. We won 2-1. An excellent goal there, I reckon, the 68th minute. Look at that. We've got European football. Let's go. Going into September, we did well in the league. Important, we're solid in the league. It's going to take a lot of hours these European competitions, especially without the biggest squad. But look at that, a historic 2-1 win in our first Conference League game. Wow. We've done all right in the league though. Fifth place. If we can try and get, well, it's the top three now. We've lost coefficient, so it's only first place, which is currently St Mirren. Early days, of course, get Champions League, and second, third get Europa League. So we've lost a spot. But if we can get top half and even push for third place, that'd be incredible, to be honest with you. November was pretty solid. Pick up some good results in Europe. I mean, look at this one, hammering Hammarby 5-1. We could do some serious stuff in this competition. December was mixed, but look at this, still doing well. Still some good results. But look at that, 6 games in, doing well. We're eighth. We're going to get automatic qualifying by the looks of it. So we've done brilliant. In the Premiership, we're doing brilliantly in circumstances. Fourth place, 2 points off where we want to be. St Mirren starting to drop a little bit. Hope we can pick up on that, but we're doing great. But look at that, we're doing great. The players that have come in are doing fantastically. Brought a few players in on free transfers. Get a few more holding midfielders in now. And I've gone to like a 4-2-3-1 with a holding midfield, which really helped over the last few years. Most importantly, we're building a new stadium. Don't look at that wage bill. It's in progress. There's a few players going out. But look at that. The club balance of all European football is brilliant. January start awful at Aberdeen and we go out the cup to Celtic, but we're still doing well. No European football probably helped us a little bit, but we still pushed on. Did very well in February as well, which led us to March, and it also led us to back being in the last 16 of the Conference League. More importantly, St Mirren have dropped off, meaning we're up to third place. If we can get into European football again, that would be incredible. Celtic Rangers dominating the league. Title's well gone. But yeah, if we can get third place or above, incredible. Into March, we battered our opposition to get to the quarter-final of the Conference League. Beat Dundee, lost at Hibernian, drew against St Mirren, won 5-2 at home to Motherwell in the quarter-final of the Conference League, drew at Rangers in the league, lost 2-0 in the second leg, but we got through. A nervy second half that would have been. 2 defeat against St Mirren. Frustrating. Which meant our league form, we've just lost European football, and that's where America, which is really frustrating. We're third. We've still done well. St Mirren even ahead of us again now. And yeah, but Celtic won the league. Still an outside chance, but it looks like no European football next season. But we're in the semi-final. We beat Toulouse 1-0 in the semi-final first leg. Carter Pinston, what a player he's been at the back for this squad. Before, unfortunately, we lose 4-1 in the away leg. Joshua Doofus, what a player. But we didn't end the season well either. To be honest, only won one of those last few games. A memorable season, but annoyingly, we'll come fifth. We could have actually, if we got fourth place, we would have actually got Europa Conference League with how the coefficients changed. But yeah, 3 points off, a lot of frustration in the end of the season, but we'll learn a lot of money, which completely balance the books. And let's see what we can achieve next season. Season 11, after getting to the semi-final of the Conference League last season, coming fifth, now only missed out on European football, what can this squad do? Got quite a lot of money, to be honest with you, and we didn't go out and spend millions until we got free transfers, but it meant we could get a few players in on free transfers from clubs as usual. Got really good left back in, Neil Christie, coming from Crystal Palace. Just got some, and he's like Scottish international. Still got the goalkeeper. We've got a nice little squad going now. I feel like we could push again. Let's try and get European football again. And it's been a good start to the season. The Britain in the League Cup group stage. Lost to Celtic and Rangers, no disgrace. We got to the semi-final of the League Cup, done all right, and no disgrace at all where we are in the league. Just need to turn a couple more draws to win. So we won two games, but we're in there. We're there or thereabouts. We could try and get top four. Already Celtic Hibernian Rangers looking strong, but we can push on. Thankfully, though, it picked up. We've done well. We've done well in October. Some good results, apart from Aberdeen on there. And we've got to another cup final. Beating St Johnstone 1-0. Lee Haynes, my new signing. We had the greatest start. And look at this 2-0 win at Celtic. That 1-0 defeat at Dunfermline was with disgraceful and to end it. But look at that. At the start of December, we're fifth place. We played a game more. We're in the race. Motherwell at top. Motherwell at top. Unbelievable. But in December, it'll be fantastic. Beating Rangers. Look at that scene. Joshua Doofus is still doing it. 95th minute. Insane. And look at this. We've won our first trophy, the League Cup, our first major trophy. Get that one in the bag. 3-1 win against Motherwell. Is your Motherwell? No, she's lost 3-1 to Elgin. Come on. We did lose to Hibernian. But look at this. Pretty decent form. Motherwell got their revenge, but not bad at all. We're fifth place, 1 point off this Motherwell and Rangers. We just need to get third or fourth, and then we can be all right. We've won the trophy, though. Because the money's starting to run out a little bit. So much better than it once was. So we still got a little bit of a loan to pay off. But come on, boys. And we've got some assets now. February will be, again, frustrating, though. We've still been doing all right. Look at that. Beat Rangers 3-1 in January of the Scottish Cup fourth round. Look at this February form. So frustrating. Lost three games in the league and we didn't beat Aberdeen. This man, it looks like we're going to miss on European football again. It's mad that I'm getting annoyed we missed on European football. I just felt we could have done a bit more this season. But we won the League Cup. Look, we won the League Cup. However, in March, we'll pick up, get to the semi-finals, which we'll lose to Motherwell. They will get their revenge on us. But look at this league form. Being Motherwell in the league, being Dunfermline. When the season, we got to top half. And look how well we beat Celtic, we beat Rangers, we beat Aberdeen. And where would this end up? It meant we came third. We were back into European football, Europa League or Conference League, up the Elgin. So we've won the League Cup and we're back in Europe. Incredible. Elgin City are back in Europe after winning the League Cup, coming third in the league again. Predicted fourth. Look how strong our squad is. We've actually got some of the media 11 as well. Our right back has been with us for years. In terms of players, I mean, Carter filtered. So look at this guy. I got this guy as well. Dodds from our Hearts. I actually spent a couple mil on him. That's the most I've signed a player. Very good young player. 19 years old from Hearts always got good use. Still got the same keeper. Got some great Scottish players. Got some great English players. Look at that. And, a few even Italians coming through now as well. I put my scouting network past, sort of Scotland and UK and Ireland over the last couple of seasons. So yeah, got a really good squad going. And what was once my best player is now just one of my backups, really. Well, we're still an important player, but look, he's nowhere near the best, is he? So we've got a nice little squad going. With Joshua Doofus, this will be his last season with us. Very sad, but what a player he's been. Well, the Europa League qualifier started at Bohemian, 2-1 win away, tense 2-2 draw at home. But we started the season well. And look at this. Look how much we've done. 2-2 draw at home against the Portuguese Guemes. And look at that. 3-1 win away from home. Incredible. And finally, around a very good league start as well. 2-2 draw away from home here. And then a 1-0 win. Joshua Doofus. Look at that. And what point of his last season. Get us through to the Europa League. We are in the Europa League. And the season would be amazing as well. Look at this. We did lose against Florentina and we did beat Shamrock. But look how well we're doing in this Premiership. Smanch, 2 games in, 4 draws, no defeats, 6 wins. We're 1 point off top. I know we were at the top of the league this time a few years ago before we came third place. But look at this. Celtic are a disaster. Rangers are even worse. Is this where we've got to take the opportunity now? Come on, Elgin. And it continued to be great. We beat Celtic. Look at these results. Amazing team. Oh, we're brilliant. Some big defensive performances, winning 1-0. Lost in the semi-final of the League Cup. We don't hold it this year. Drawing against Leverkusen, winning at Shakhtar Donetsk. Just insane. And when we won at Celtic, I know they're out of sorts, but wow. 16 games in, we're in a title race with Hibernian, 1 point above them. But look at that gap towards Celtic and then Rangers down there. We're getting European football again. Top 2 get Champions League, the coefficients are switched. So at the moment, we're going to win the league and we could get Champions League. Finance is looking good. We've sold a couple of players here and there, but look at that, we're growing. These European nights are doing well and we're building a stadium. But this form carried on. Look at this. Again, we're going through to the knockout stage of Europa League. Incredible. Look at these victories. Just taking teams apart. Again, Aberdeen knocked us out of the main cup now. But look at this. Beat FC Twente 4-1. Drew at Aston Villa. Wow. We came 10th in Europa League, so we're into like not the main bit. We've gone into the next knockout, so we've done amazing. Look at that. But look at this form. Look at it. It's unbelievable. Again in the Europa League knockout round, we've just 8-0 win on aggregate. Beating Celtic here, beating Aberdeen 5-0 there, which meant with 29 games played, we're 3 points in the lead. We're getting Champions League now. That's looking good. We're 19 points above that. But can we win the Scottish Premier League? We'll wobble a bit in March, though. We'll go out of the Europa League. Last 16, Florentina, no disgrace. But we beat Hibernian 1-0. Our rivals 1-0 before we drew against St Johnstone. Meaning going into April, we were 3 points in the lead with a game in hand. However, we struggle. We lose against St Mirren, draw against Rangers and Celtic, which meant just like a few years ago when the battle for second place, Hibernian seemed to have pipped us. 4 games to go, we're 1 point behind. But look at that. 3-1 win at Hibernian. Unbelievable. I mean, we've gone top of the league. Come on, boys. We drew 3-3 at Rangers and we won 3-2 against Aberdeen, but results went our way, which means we've done it. We've won the league. We drew against Motherwell at the end of the day, but it's done by then. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. Look at this. Elgin City are Scottish Premier League champions. It's taken me 12 years. I've taken Elgin City to the best team in Scotland in 12 seasons. I said I'd do it for 20. Let's see what happens over the next few seasons, shall we? Season 13 would be memorable as well. Look at some of the results. Playing amazing football as we went through. Holding our own in the Champions League as well. Not a disaster at all. Wins against Fenerbahce, lost to Lille. But, it's been an amazing season. We came 20th in a group phase, meaning we made it through to the playoff round. We'd narrowly go out 4th on aggregate to Napoli. But once again, we'd do very well elsewhere. And we wouldn't just win the Premiership again, we'd win the main cup as well. We're in the league, 4 points, again beating Hibernian. Rangers Celtic, really poor. I've had it before. Rangers Celtic just kind of implode on these careers. I mean, you could say that's technically starting to happen potentially in real life now. But I've done a Hearts one and many FMs ago, and it just them two went away. But look at that, another title in season 13. Beat Motherwell to win the cup. We're the best team in Scotland. And look at the squad we've got by the end of it. I'm starting to pay a little bit more wages because free transfer from Man United, just getting the best players I can get in. The player, I've signed from Hearts have done brilliantly. But a lot of the same sort of players, really. Carter Pennington, just brilliant. The legend. Understand, like the Bury save, these players have come in and staying for a long time. And I'm also selling players for, a few thousand, a few million now as well. Season 14, can we get a third straight Scottish Premiership? Wow, it started well. Look at this. We're in the Champions League as well. And we qualified for it. We qualified for it again. Look at that. Some of these results. 7-0 win at Dunfermline. Taking the game to Milan. We've just done brilliantly in some of these results. But St Johnstone 7-0. What a team. Look at all the green. We lost in the semi-finals to Dundee. Look at this. Look at this. We beat PSG 4-2. The strike I got on a free from Man United last season. I'm also starting to look at wonder kids and getting good players in one every game. Look at that. Beat Frankfurt. Look at these results. This team's unbelievable. We came 5th in the group phase. Look at Barcelona, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Elgin City. Oh, I love these FMs. They're great. We carry on doing brilliantly, though. Look at this. Look at all these wins. We'd fall apart a bit in March, but it'd just be us losing the Champions League to Toulouse. Really frustrating. They did us before, didn't they, a few years ago in the other competitions. Lost 3-0 to Celtic, but it would be another successful season and we win another Scottish Cup on penalties, beating Rangers after drawing 0-0. It's another few trophy. Look at that. Only 7 points this season. Celtic and Rangers have improved again, but we've won another Premiership. Nice. Season 15, I mean, look at the green until it goes a bit red. But in the Champions League again, of course, went out to Celtic. Not actually the best start this season, but we really picked it up. Getting some great victories in the Champions League. The Celtics to be the better team for a lot of the season, but then December, January, 10-1 win in one of the cup games. Look at that. We went into the final day of the season, 2 points behind Celtic. And we played them on the final day. And we won 2-0 to beat Celtic. And then we beat Hibs in the League Cup. We've won another Scottish Cup. We're dominating it. But this is by far the most impressive win so far. The club finances have 60 million in it. We've been selling players, getting European football, still having a ridiculously low wage bill as well. Look at some of the players we've got. So the keeper moved on, but I've got this guy on a free. Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, they're all just like star Premiership players now. Sal's is still here. I've got a lot more sort of foreign players who come in around Europe now. They want to play Champions League football, so we've got a great little squad. See how much more we can win the last 2 seasons. Over the next 2 years, it will carry on with dominance. Winning the league in the 16th season, win the league in the 17th season, win the league in the 18th season, win the league in the 19th season, win the league in the final 20th season with 95 points. We dominated Scottish football. We've turned Elgin into a powerhouse. We will spend quite a lot of money. How do we do in Europe, though? Let's have a look. The closest we will get is a semi-final of the Champions League, going out to Tottenham, which is really frustrating in the 19th season. But yeah, we've done amazing. We've done amazing. We've won so many trophies and we made a lot of memories. Will this be my last sort of FM for a little bit? Maybe I'll take a little break. I do like doing these things, but I also run a lot of other projects. I've loved doing this content. I thought I was sort of packing in football manager content and at the start of the year, but doing the Borough one, doing the Elgin one's been amazing. I might look at another club at some point. I might do a Leicester rebuild at some point and change how I do these videos slightly. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's been incredible. Let's see how many trophies we won overall. Let's look at this about how we did. Second place in the first season, winning the playoffs. Then won League One. Done brilliantly. Won one of the lower trophies as well. Came fifth and sixth in the championship for a little bit. But then, came fourth, came second, came third, and finally got promoted after losing two playoff finals in a row. Seventh in the league, third in the league in this first year of the Scottish Premiership. Getting European football was amazing. And then we just dominated it. Look at that. Look at all those trophies. Just dominated Scottish football. Incredible. And we won 21 trophies. Thank you so much for watching. Up the Elgin, and I'll probably all see you soon. Goodbye.